everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're joining from. So thanks for joining our webinar today on enhancing your out-of-home inventory and data management. So we'll probably just wait, a minute or two for people to log on. But I do this every time. I always love to see, where people are watching from. So if you wanted, and you could type your name and where you're from down in the chat box, it'd be great to say hello. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Samantha Westphal speaking, and we're really excited to have you today. So thanks again for joining. I'll just wait a minute or so. Oh, we got someone calling from Paris. Hello, I wish I was in Paris right now. What I would do to travel. Yep, so for those of you just joining, I'm just waiting another minute to get you all logged on, and then just saying hello to people. I always like to know where people are calling from, so we've got Ali from Paris.
You're right, Sam, I'd love to be in Paris.
Yeah. I wish I could travel. Okay. I think we can go ahead and get started, Sally. I'm sure people will continue to trickle in, but might as well get started. So thanks everyone for joining our webinar today. So in today's session, we'll be showing you how you can enhance your out-of-home inventory and data management with ADvendio. My name is Samantha Westphal. I'm an account manager here at ADvendio, and I'm really excited to be co-hosting this webinar with my colleague Sally. So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, I just wanted to mention a couple of housekeeping items. So of course, everyone who joins is on mute, so we can't hear you, but if you have any questions or just want to chat, you can enter it in the chat box at the bottom. And so all questions that will be submitted during this webinar will be answered at the end, but as always, we really want to have this kind of be as conversational as possible, so keep them coming. Any questions, we would love to answer them. And then, sometimes maybe you'll have a question after you already watch this after the session's ended. So feel free to reach out to us directly. Our email will be at the end of the presentation. And then finally, this session will be recorded and it will be sent out via email within the next couple days. So if you need to, share it with any colleagues, or if you want to watch it again, or life happens and you need to jump out really quickly, we'll send you the recording afterwards.
Great, thanks for that intro, Samantha. So during our webinar today, we will be providing you with an intro to ADvendio, a brief intro to key out-of-home industry challenges, a live demo of ADvendio specifically for the out-of-home industry, and we will finish up with some shared best practices and a brief Q&A session. Okay, so we will begin with a short intro to ADvendio for those of you who are not familiar. ADvendio is an ad revenue management system built natively on the Salesforce platform. So publishers, advertisers, and agencies of all different sizes can use ADvendio to streamline the processes involved with both the selling and buying of advertising inventory. ADvendio can manage all forms of advertising media, such as print, digital, and out of home. And we're currently working with many companies who want to manage both their direct and maybe their programmatic advertising activities as well, while leveraging technologies such as artificial intelligence, business intelligence, automation, self-service, and more, to really ensure that their out-of-home business has what it needs to succeed into the future.
Awesome. So After speaking with, many different players in the out-of-home industry, we noticed that there were many common recurring challenges that still affect their day-to-day tasks. So of course, everyone's different, everyone has different systems and way of working, but the kind of main themes were that the workflows are still just extremely tedious and repetitive, since there's not one central location for all of your data and inventory management. So, maybe part of your inventory is kept in a legacy system, but your sales team is working in Salesforce. Maybe you have some information in Excel documents or emails. So since your data is just in so many different locations, it can make it really hard to just get a clear view on what's available to sell, what's been sold, and then trying to automate that process since everything can be in one system. So today we're going to kind of show you how we can help overcome these key challenges, but of course, it's always better to see it and instead of us just talking about it. So we're going to jump into our demo environment to help you give a visual.
Great idea, Samantha. I agree. I am definitely a visual person. Okay, so like you said, Sam, I often hear that one of the biggest challenges ad sales teams face is a lack of a seamless workflow, or in other words, they're jumping around from a CRM to an email to numerous Excels used to manage inventory. The list really goes on and on. Honestly, I've heard some quite creative processes, and Sam, I'm sure you have as well. So today we are going to walk through what we have defined as an ideal out-of-home sales workflow using ADvendio. So here we are in our media campaign object. We won't spend too much time here, but I just wanted to quickly highlight a few things. So all details involved in a media campaign or a media plan are kept track of right here, from the status to the parties involved and products offered. So here you can see that our advertiser is Audi, specifically the Audi Hybrid brand, Audi Hybrid Max. And then here you can see some of our products that we have already added to this campaign. So throughout our quick demo today, I will be playing the role of an ad sales representative working with Audi on a citywide campaign with 3 different types of media. So, like I said, as the ad sales rep, now I just need to add my products. There's 2 ways to do this in ADvendio. We have our media search and our booking calendar. We are going to start with the booking calendar. So here you can see that I can filter down to find the media products that I specifically would like to add to my campaign. For the purpose of this webinar, and just to showcase different types of out-of-home products, we'll be working with these 3, like I said, products, but in ADvendio, we call them our ad specs. So an ad spec is going to have 3 components. We have our site, our placement, and our ad type. So right here, you can see the site is City Transport running bus route 1, and the placement is located on the left side of the bus. Apart from site placement and type, we also have the content column right here, which shows all units or all components related to a specific ad spec. So this content column can be used for products that have numerous units. Let's see, an example could be maybe a mall with numerous standees, or even a gas station with 20 pump screens, just to give an example there.
So Sally, every out-of-home company is different. They might, sell their products on a city basis or a neighborhood basis. Could you organize your product structure in a different way than you have listed?
Yes, yep. So our inventory structure is very flexible. So typically we would just take a company's individual requirements and then work them into the inventory structure here.
Great. And then I'm assuming this is your next point here. So right now we're looking at all of our available and booked inventory. Is this interactive? Could you add these items to your plan directly from here?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So as you might have guessed, the green here shows that this product is still available. So bus 1 of the city transport bus placement product is still available for the dates of the 13th through the 19th. However, of course, this red right here is going to show that this content for bus 1 is no longer available. So no one else can go in and book this product. So like you said, Sam, now I'm going to select the product and units I desire together with the correct dates and add them to our media campaign. So let's see, I will add bus 3 and let's add a billboard as well. So now I'm just going to add these to my basket. And
Awesome.
later on in media configuration, I'll give those one last check over before officially adding them to my campaign.
Cool. And so I know this is just, a webinar, but typically out-of-home companies, they have hundreds or thousands of screens and billboards. Can this number be adjusted as well?
Yeah, of course. So this really does depend on your product and inventory structure. So say that maybe there were, I don't know, 20 or 15 billboards available, then that would be the amount reflected here in the booking calendar. So it really just depends on how many units are available for a specific company. So here in the booking calendar, we are selecting the individual content to be added to our media campaign. And when I say content, it's like the unit or the component that makes up the product. So like Sam said, since most out-of-home companies are typically working with a mass number of products, this could also just be reflected right here in the quantity available. So because the majority of out-of-home companies do have more screens than just 2 or 3, we are going to hop over to our media search and just take a look at a quick way to add products that may have larger quantities or units with just the click of a button. So we are going to hop over to our media search. Like I said, it's just right here on the media campaign. Great. So as the ad sales rep in our workflow today, let's say that I would like to book the product Madrid Central Mall digital screen. Here you can see I already typed in my placement as the Central Mall. I can basically filter on any criteria here. And then further down, I can even go ahead and put in my budget or a time period. And then I would filter on this criteria. And you can see down here, we have the Madrid Central Mall digital screen has appeared. And if I swipe over to the left, then right here, I can see the availability of this product. So out of the 4 units that are associated with this particular digital screen, all 4 are currently available. So like I mentioned in booking calendar, when I add these to my media basket, right here from the media search, all 4 of the associated units are going to be added as well. Whereas remember in the booking calendar, we were simply adding 1 unit at a time.
Okay, so another quick question
Yep.
based on those filters. So I know a lot of times, I've spoken with reps that maybe they create a plan for everything in a certain zip code or all of their available units within like 3 zip codes. Could you also do a search that way based on a zip code?
Yeah. So here, no, definitely. So here you can see the option to like the target group option, and then of course this target group criteria is determined by whatever your company is currently using, or basically the target groups that you would desire. So like you said, Sam, this could be zip codes, we could have a region or maybe a county. The list really goes on and on.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So now we have decided we're going to add this particular product to our media campaign. So we are going to start media configuration to give this product one last check before we officially add it to our Audi hybrid campaign. Okay, and as you can see, the two products that I had added to our basket on the booking calendar are now located here as well. So for our product that was the dates right here, since we added from the booking calendar, will automatically be updated. But for our product that we just added from the media search, we're just going to pop in a few dates. Let's do the 20th to the 26th. Pricing tab. For pricing, we're just going to put in 1 for now, just to make things easy. And then, let's see, there we go. Any special discount can be applied right here. And then last thing we're going to do is for this product that I just added all 4 units or all 4 screens. It looks like it's, for this particular one, we're going to go in and edit, and I only want the front screen. So we're just going to hop in to the content and quickly just decide which of the, it looks like there's 2 screens, and then we have both sides, back side and front side. So I only want the front side. So I'm just going to quickly edit this out and then save. And then these changes will be reflected right here on the media configuration. So everything else looks good. I have my dates, quantity, I just did 1. And then here for content showing, I'm just going to do the front side. So now I'm going to save. And we are going to hop back over to our media campaign. So now that we have added some additional products from the 2 or 3 that were previously in our basket, we can send out a plan, or I guess a proposal document to our Audi for review. So to generate this document, I'm going to hop right up here, generate.
Hopefully they like the plan that you created, Sally.
Hopefully, right? That would be an ideal world.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so here we have our proposal that we just created. You can see here that we have our products and any relevant details. If we had added any special discounts, these would also be shown here as well. So here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit.
Yes, thank you. I was just going to ask you, my eyesight's terrible, so any zoom that you can do would be good.
Okay. Is that good enough, Sam? Can you see it?
Yes, yes, okay. I don't need my glasses.
Great. So like I said, here you can see the products that we previously added. For the one that we just added from the media search, the Madrid Central Mall digital screen, you can see that only screen 1, or the front side screen, has been added to this particular campaign. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of the product breakdown. And then I've also heard from a few clients that particularly in the out-of-home industry, it can be difficult to keep track of all the nitty-gritty details of a campaign, as there are often multiple parties involved. So that being said, further down here on the second page of our proposal, you can see any text specifications, payment terms, or legal conditions can be added here, so that they're kept track of on the actual media campaign. So I'm going to close our proposal. And when I click close the attachment, it will be added to the file section of our media campaign as a PDF.
Okay,
so
Sally.
Yep, go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna interrupt you there because I know you touched on it briefly, but I just wanted to reconfirm. So I know that a lot of times, for example, maybe an out-of-home company has certain agreements with a mall, maybe, you know, they can only advertise certain things or they have certain legal agreements and contracts. Is that technical specifications and legal conditions? Is that a way to automate that process as well that you showed on the proposal, or I can't speak, that document that you showed?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So you would just
Okay.
be able to keep track of any sort of commitments right there on the media campaign level. Of course, if you hop over to the Audi account, we could also manage like a commitment or deeper relationship there.
Okay, awesome. I know that's a super manual process as well, so that's another way to automate some aspects of this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do want to just quickly point out that right up here we have our media campaign stages, and these stages directly influence inventory availability. So here you can see this particular media campaign we've marked as booked. Probability is showing as 100%, as the products associated with this campaign are no longer available for my colleagues to sell. If I were to cancel this campaign, then the inventory that was previously on a hold or that was previously unavailable would then be released for my sales team to go and sell those products. So as the sales representative, I've done my job. I have booked the Audi Hybrid out of home campaign for fall 2020. I have sent over my proposal, and yeah, so that's kind of honestly the end of the ad sales rep process here.
Awesome, you did a good job. Hopefully Audi liked it. It seems like they did since it got booked so quickly. So another question for you. So now I'm going to ask you to switch hats. Maybe you're a lawyer or a finance person. So kind of going back to that original question of managing your relationships with third parties, let's say that we need to pay out a certain revenue share to some of our media owners, for example, the National Highway. How could you do that? Because I know that's also a super manual process of, you know, getting all those invoices, seeing what's been invoiced, and then doing that calculation to pay them back.
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. So the way that I would manage this with my finance hat on is going to be with our publisher payout feature. So let me switch over to finance. So here you can see I have a NH for National Highway Billboard payout contract. So let's say that I need to pay out the highway authority or maybe the landowner of a billboard, as we have an agreement that they receive a 10% revenue share on all ad revenue, just as an example. So this is going to be the contract where I define those terms. So if I hop over to my related list, I'm going to jump quickly into publisher payout conditions. So these conditions is going to be where you define the terms of the contract, such as the revenue share or any legal details. So here you can see that our revenue share is currently set at 10% associated with National Highway 24. So all of this data here, so like I said, this is where the legal conditions and the actual revenue share is set up. But all of the data associated with the publisher payout contract can easily be pulled and generated as a document as well. So for the media campaign that we just booked, I believe the only one that had a publisher payout contract associated is going to be our National Highway 24 product. And for this product, based on the product's price and a 10% revenue share, we have generated, or I guess the system has automatically generated a credit note for 90 euros. So this is just a quick way for the system to automatically generate that credit note. Like I said, all of the data here on publisher payout can easily just be pulled into a credit note document that I can then send over to, like I said, the landowner of the billboard or potentially a highway authority.
Okay, so very cool. So this is kind of like the behind the scenes of how you can automate those processes. Thanks,
Yes,
Sally.
exactly. Yeah. So that was everything I was planning on showing today in our demo org. So I'm going to hop back over.
Awesome. So kind of going back to our original key challenges. So now we've kind of watched you create and sell a plan using that real-time availability. It's real-time because inventory is managed within Salesforce and not another external system. So we have everything on one spot, so it makes your job a little bit easier as a sales rep. And then we also saw you kind of moonlight a little bit as a finance team member with those payout contracts and conditions. So thank you so much for that, Sally. That was really helpful to see. And so now we are going to move into the question and answer section of the webinar. So, I said this before at the beginning, we really love to have, more conversation between the two of us. So please send us your questions below in the chat box. We already got a couple, but I'll give you another minute or so to keep them coming. I wish I had like elevator music or something while we wait. But we're going to be on the lookout of those. There's no such thing as a silly question. We've got a lot of good ones so far, so I'm going to wait just another minute or so we can get more questions in. Okay. Are you ready, Sally?
Yes, ma'am. Go for it. Shoot.
Okay. So question number 1, can you sell on an impression basis like CPM?
Yes. Let me think about that one for 1 second. So short answer is yes, you can. So in the media configuration that we were in just a few minutes ago, in the quantity block, I just put in quantity as 1, I think I said, just for the example of the demo today. But in that quantity, you would actually put in the number of impressions guaranteed. And then any differentiations can be taken care of after based on performance data.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I hope that answers it.
Yep. So there's ways to set up the CPM billing category in the system.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Awesome. Alrighty, I've got next question here. What about proof of play data?
So for proof of play data, it would truly depend on your business requirements, but we do have some customers that either have an additional workflow where they upload their proof of play or POP photos to ADvendio, or upload any performance data on a daily basis, and so on. Actually, so using the ADvendio, or I guess the Salesforce mobile app, you can easily access ADvendio right from your smartphone. So another good workflow, just a quick example, would be for your on-site or operations team to easily take a picture of a billboard or maybe a digital screen at a mall, then upload it right to the media campaign from their mobile phone.
Okay, so there's a couple ways that you could manage it, but it sounds like it just kind of depends. But those are 2 good examples, I think. So hopefully we answered that question. Hopefully we understood what they meant by proof of play data. Okay, another good question. Okay, could this work with a content management system? So actually I can answer this one because I just got off a call the other day about this. So yes, potentially yes. So of course, the typical answer, it's going to depend on your requirements and what system it is. But we have other customers that have connected other third-party sites to ADvendio. So it really depends on your content management systems APIs. So this would probably be a further discussion with our tech team, but the general rule of thumb is we have the same API as Salesforce, so that's kind of a good starting point there, but it would definitely be a further conversation.
Mhm.
Okay. Next question. Can reach or specific data sets be included in the proposal?
Let me think about this one again. So at the moment, the specific reach data is not displayed on the proposal, but you could always have specific product descriptions, which would be displayed on your proposal, as well as text blocks. So if you would like to have specific info on your proposal, there's definitely ways to add this in there. If you want, this would maybe be a good one to talk to one of the AEs about, and kind of dig a little bit deeper into the data sets being included on the proposal.
Okay, I think this is our last question. So, okay, those are really good questions.
Those were
kind of
great
stumped
questions.
me on some of them. But we'll definitely follow up with you for those that we asked for additional information. So thank you all for those questions. It was really great. I think that's all the time we have for questions today. But if anything comes up, please feel free to reach out to us. So Sally, if you want to go to the next slide, they can see our contact information there. So feel free to email us. We'd be happy to have a further conversation with you and our technical team. So again, thank you so much everyone for your time today. It was really great to spend our morning with you. And I hope that we can see you again soon and maybe future webinars. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and take care. So thanks everyone.
Thank you everyone. Have a great rest of your day.